subscribers. It's been a moment. I just wanted to come on here to talk about a few things. So the last year and a bit has been crazy for all of us. I think it's been a time for a lot of self-introspection, a lot of re-evaluation, and just like my other video where I said like the checking in, what I've noticed is that there's a lot of people going through it, like legit going through it. And I think the unfortunate thing is that we, as people who are going through it, I think I explained it in my other video about what I've learned in my 20s, is that unfortunately, when we're going through it, we kind of forget that other people are also going through it. And we also forget what other people's love languages are, or that their love languages could be very different to our own. We also forget that maybe there are some people who don't reach out, who simply cannot reach out. So what you can do, what I've been learning from a few spiritual pages is that you can write a list with 3 groups in it. The first group will be the people you hold closest to your heart and want to talk to on a daily basis, or every 2 days, close enough. The people that you find yourself talking to maybe every 2 weeks, that you might want to talk to every day but are unable to, and the people that you find yourself only talking to once in a very, very blue moon. Then once you've made up that list, that's a list of the people that you care about. Whether they've hurt you or not, whether you're talking to them or not, that is a list of the people that you want to have in your life, basically. So once you've made those lists, work out the people that you want to be in group 1, people that so first you start with the people that are in group 1, group 2, group 3, and then you work out the people that you want in group 1. So you'll be working with group 1. Once you've worked that out, then that's when you start reaching out. I know it's a bit difficult in adulthood to explain yourself, but I think we've all realized in this last year that life is too fucking short. So if you want to get closer to somebody or reconnect to somebody, just do it. If you miss somebody, just tell them. If you love somebody, just tell them. Life is too fucking short for us to wait until they die and then cry about it, And I mean, life has always been short. I feel like it always takes something as hectic as death to sort of shake us up a little bit. But if there's people who are in your group 2, people that you talk to maybe every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if there are people who are in your group 3 that you talk to once in a very, very, very long time, and you want them in group 1, make the initiative, be open, love openly, It's crazy, like the people that the universe, God, you understand already. I mean, if you've been watching my videos, you already know. It's amazing the people that the universe actually puts in our paths, in our lives, the ones that are there to hurt us, and the ones that are there to lift us. And I appreciate both, because even the ones who are there to hurt us, most of the time it's not even intentional. Most of the time it's just either I've done something to them that I don't even know of, or they are going through something and that's just the way they responded. And unfortunately, the only way to know for a fact what is going on in any situation is to have an open conversation. As adults, that's one thing that we need to learn. New adults, I'm going to say new adults. As new adults, especially those of us who've only been adults for 10 years, we've been children all this time. We need to learn to talk openly, especially to the group number one. Even if it's one person in group number one, we need to learn to open ourselves to being able to be vulnerable enough to tell them when we've been hurt, and when we want them to change things or the way they act around us. So literally, what was I saying? So literally, that's how we build our relationships, is by talking openly and honestly with each other. I'm reading this other book. I'll put it up here. For those of you who love your romantic drama like books, it's awesome. But it taught me one thing, that in our relationships with a family, with a friends, with our intimate, we need to know, or we need to get to a point where we have naked truths. We don't have to be naked, like mentally or emotionally or whatever, all the time. But things change so abruptly that there should be at least once a month where you have your naked truths with these people that are in your group one. You need to have your naked truths with these people where you set aside your ego, you set aside your doubt, your fear, even if it takes you an hour to take out what you're trying to say, even if the words don't come out the way you want them to. Have your moments where you are literally, it's naked truths. If it's somebody, like, if you just want to tell them about what's happening with you, or if you want to talk to them about what's happening in your life, because group ones are actually really good with that. They're the ones who are more open with you. They're the ones who you can be more open with. And if there are people that you want to be more open with, have that naked truth with them. Tell them that, I think we could be closer. I think we could be better friends. And I want to be able to talk to you about everything. I want to be able to talk to you about this and this and this. So literally, the most that I'm trying to say is that we need to find a place and the people, a place. We need to find a place mentally and the people, and emotionally and spiritually, that we can talk to, the ones we can be real with, be able to show them what it is that we want out of life, or what we need from them. And these naked truths work very well, especially in moments when we've been hurt by these specific people, because that opens the door up to better communication. It opens the door up to the rest of us. It opens the door up to the relationship being like really good, because now both of you are working to improve for yourselves, obviously, and for each other, because you love each other. It's crazy. Like, realizations. I learned this, I would say, in the last week. learned this in the last week, and I mean, I learned this in the last week, and I realized that why are we hiding ourselves behind walls of strength and like roughness and just toxic masculinity? And toxic masculinity has nothing to do with the sex that you are. It has to do with the actions that you do, because like yin and yang, every single human has femininity and masculinity, and we need to balance those things. And if we don't balance those things, we become toxic. We can be toxic femininity or toxic masculinity. I'll try to find a list of what those are, but well, I'm not saying that word again, is basically you overly, like, yes, a masculine is strength, you know, it's standing firm, it's having boundaries, it's having lists and steps of things to do, but it's not bullying, it's not being angry all the time, it's not shouting. That is not proper masculinity. I'll try to find a list and put it on the side or put it down in the comments. Also, femininity is not crying, being sad or whatever. It's more going with the flow, going with nature and things like that. So we need to work to balance out our femininity and our masculinity so we can work better as a human, because humans absolutely have the worst life. Like, we're going through the most, but our spirit, our soul decided to come here to earth to learn, right? So best thing we can do is do exactly that. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Love wholeheartedly and unconditionally. Thank you so much for watching.